The rain has held off, fortunately for us, and you know, we're seeing a good game of rugby league out here at the moment.
You know, I've watched football and rugby league on this ground where you could barely feel your toes. It was that cold. It's very, very unusual to be sitting here like this, I must admit, even in June in Halifax.
Yeah, it is, and you know, we're fortunate that the weather is staying away, and you know, we're being treated to some good rugby league.
Gary Hetherington and Kath Hetherington sitting in the main stand here, and we're underway in this second period then. So remember, Featherstone leading by 12 points to 4. And Tom Saxton doing a little bit of a juggling act with the restart. He's got away with it. So 12-4 Featherstone. We say it's a slender enough advantage in modern day rugby league, perhaps on a winter's day in the mud and rain 30 or 40 years ago. 8 points might seem an insurmountable total to come back from, but I think in the modern day, it's nothing.
It's not, and you know, look, like Endo said, if Halifax get their game right, they can come back. But Featherstone are a very good side. They haven't started this second half very well. You know, a little bit of pressure on Finn there for the kick, and it goes straight down Warrancy's throat, and that's what Featherstone were doing to Halifax. But you just look at the contact there from Featherstone, you know, and Worthington just driving the Warrancy back, and that's the beauty of Featherstone's game, their defence.
Well, you were right about their first set. It was no great shakes, but you can see their defence is, as Dave Wood says, just every bit as good, and that was a shuddering hit.
He's struggling a little bit there, Matty Dale. He picked up a leg injury when he just went into that other contact, and when Warrancy carried the ball the first time, and he's really struggling on that leg at the moment.
That's number 13 for Featherstone Rovers, Matty Dale. This is Handforth for Halifax. Possibly crossing there, but referee allows play to continue. Just felt there was no Featherstone tackler quite near enough. This is the last, though. Handforth with a little step, and then right-footed dabs it towards the in-goal. But in fact, unfortunately for him, beyond the in-goal. And Featherstone have the 20-metre restart, which Andy Ellis will just pop up on a plate to the cannonball, Michael Haley.
Hold, wait, go. McCarley, work out on the schedule.
Oh, good call.
2, move Jim. Wait.
That's
go.
Maloney. Finn finds Worthington, but there's no way through there for Greg Worthington.
Go.
Bang on halfway.
Okay.
And the offload to Hardman. Ex-St Helens and Hull KR, and Widnes player, of course, so plenty of Super League experiences. 200th competitive career appearance tonight, by the way, Hardman. So he'd like to get winning pay. Andy Ellis looks to his right, finds Kane. It's a tester. Retty's there, but he leaves it, in fact. Is Retty to Fieldhouse, I think that is, buried underneath those tacklers. It is Ryan Fieldhouse, former Barlow Great Britain international.
Hold, play the ball. You put jumping forward.
And then Retty on the next carry. This is Gannon.
Dominant.
Well, he won a contact or two in the first half. He certainly lost that one.
4, movement. Hold here.
Penkovic with 4 tackles gone in this set.
5 left, clear. Go.
That was Aziu, but this time no way through. In danger of being caught here, Halifax. And Thackeray's kick takes a touch off a Featherstone player before it's picked up by Saxton, and just playing out the sets at the moment, Dave.
Yeah, they're just going through the motions, just playing themselves back into the game again, both sides. But again, some good pressure from Bostock on Thackeray there, and forced into the step back on the inside, and then get a poor kick away. So, you know, good field position for Featherstone to start the set.
Saxton, good step from Tom Saxton. Actually grounded, that's the 40 metres that he's reached. Ellis ships the ball wide initially to Gratian, who's back on. And it was Maloney. This is Ellis again. Gresham wants the ball, and Gresham just having his shirt tugged by Lee Patterson, and just as well that he clung on there. That was a scruffy play, the ball. Kick to the corner. And in the end, Saxton has been forced into touch. I think he took it cleanly enough, but then he wasn't near enough the line to block it over, and he couldn't just turn it back, Andrew Henderson.
Yeah, I think it was a knock on the play the ball originally from Gresham, so I think they got away with that. But again, you're just starting to see now Featherstone, you know, that sort of the injection of Andy Ellis. I think he's been fantastic since coming off the bench. You know, he's really added some pace around the ruck, you know, getting out, asking a few questions, but they're just starting to get their noses through. Spears has poked his nose through there, Maloney, Gratian. You know, they're starting to work around the ruck area, and they're causing Halifax a few problems. You know, they're going to have to tighten up that ruck defence, Halifax, if they're going to keep themselves in this game.
That's Robinson. Lifting his leg. Eventually, referee calls held. 2 tackles to go. This is Gannon. They're still short of halfway, though. Is there a way through here for Ryan Fieldhouse? Well, partially. Well, the referee's calling Halifax ball. I can hear him from here. Halifax ball, and in fact, a penalty has been awarded for that ball steal by Tim Spears.
Well, he had to give the penalty. He called that 3 times, Halifax ball, so he had to release that ball, and you know, he had no option other than to give that penalty away then.
And we could hear him from up here, in fairness. He's got a loud voice. That's Matt Thomason. That was a good run from Adam Robinson. And now it's a zoo. Halifax attacking towards the end, that holds the majority of their supporters on that terrace behind the sticks. Gannon. Tackling as well from Featherstone. Penkovic just scoots from dummy half and then throws a rather wild pass out to Ashall, who picks it up and shrugs off the attention of the first man. Bostock nails him. Just outside the 10, Penkovic has it. Plays it right, and then the little kick from Hanforth, and it's dealt with by Ian Hardman. And it's behind for a goal line dropout. So if you can't score a try, the next best thing is to get the restart.
It was good work from Hanforth there. He took the ball right to the line, put the kick through, with Dane Manning chasing through with Rob Warrency very, very hard. And Hardman, he had no choice other than to kick that ball over for the goal line dropout. So another opportunity for Halifax here. They're building that little bit of pressure that we spoke about earlier, and they need to just make sure that they complete this set. This is a very important set for them if they want to stay in this game.
Finn then with the restart. Andrew, have Halifax just started this half a little better for you?
A little better probably with the ball. Defensively, they've still got some areas they need to fix up, but this is a fantastic opportunity from now. What I want to see from them, I want to see them ask a few more questions of the Featherstone line. You know, they need to get a few more players in motion, a few more options. I want to see the pivotal players take the ball to the line, you know, with some options. You know, at the moment it's still pretty one out, get to the kick, hope for a repeat. Yeah, that's all good. We need a little bit more of this sort of asking questions like they're doing now.
Hanforth with the offload to Robinson. Inside the 10. So they are knocking on the door here. Hanforth finds Gannon. And Halifax have just about clung on. That was possibly a flop from Dickens. Referee says play on, the little grubber. Oh, and it's been taken, and now there's an opportunity for Featherstone to go the length of the field. An opportunity they're not, I'm afraid, going to be able to take with Sam Smeaton in possession. Tim Spears. Spears just drives over halfway. He's taken high by Ashall. And all that good work from Halifax, and it's incredible. Featherstone very, very quickly over the halfway line.
Yeah, they were, and you know, it was a poor kick from Thackeray on the last tackle, and a great pick up there from Smeaton. He just seemed to pull up a little bit ginger on his leg, and then, you know, I think it was Jim Gannon he ended up pulling out for the high tackle, and just a poor penalty.
Lockwood with the first carry. Picked up by Ellis, and Ellis starts from dummy half, and Ellis is over. Well, a clever try from his point of view, but far too soft from Halifax's, and they are angry with themselves.
Well, I just pointed out, you know, defensively they're going to have to be better and tighten up, especially around the ruck area. And I'm not being funny, but there wasn't much doing there. It wasn't exactly the quickest play of the ball that was on offer. Ellis picks the ball up here. Great vision from Ellis. He picks up, Finn drops under him, and he's just run straight at Fieldhouse and literally just run straight over the top of him. Now, he's got to make that tackle. He's got to, for starters, they've got to get off their line. Because Ellis was a good 10 metres away from the try line there, and he actually doesn't. The first contact's not made probably till 2 metres or 1.5 metres from the line. So Halifax are guilty there of not getting off their line and not hitting and sticking and making good contact. You know, Fieldhouse at the end of the day, it's his responsibility. He's got to stop the ball carrier, and his teammates on the inside have got to close and help from the inside and stop the play. Take nothing away. Great try from Andy Ellis. Good individual effort, but Halifax need to defend better.
Well, Ellis was, I don't know, slightly lost his way. He's a Super League player in the sense that he's a Wakefield player and he's on a dual registration at Featherstone Rovers, and of course he played a couple of seasons at the London Broncos when they were the Harlequins. Here's Finn to convert, another simple conversion. I presume all his 22 in that record weren't quite as easy as the 3 he's had tonight.
Well, the night that he broke the record at Keighley, he had a lot of them from around the post, but, you know, look, he's not going to have the opportunity to kick the goals unless the team are scoring the tries, and you know, the way they push and the way they support each other, they're scoring plenty. That one there was just determination from Ellis, and like Endo said, no one moved off the line from the Halifax side, and that's a worrying sign. You know, they had an opportunity to go 4 points, you know, further up there, and they gave that away, and then gave away the cheap penalty, and it's just not good enough in this league.
Well, more than 10 minutes gone in this second period, so time's not run out yet by any means, but it'll be tough for Halifax if Featherstone score next.
Wait, go.
That's Ellis with the offload to Dickens. Featherstone just working the ball up the middle. From Ellis, and they're over halfway, Featherstone. This is the last tackle.
Okay, give him 10. Give him 10.
It's Warrency's fumble from Finn's kick, and he's going to have to do well to escape here, Warrency, and I think he's rather given the game away in terms of a potential knock-on there. Well, he's saying, I know nothing about any potential knock-on, but I think the referee and the touch judge called one, and it's going to be the goal line dropouts, knocking on behind his goal line.
Well, this set of 6 defensively now for Halifax can define the game. They want to stay in this game. They need to hold Featherstone out here. Otherwise, for me, I feel it could be game over. There's still a chance, Halifax, because if any team in the competition can score a lot of points in a short space of time, it's Halifax. But they need to defend this.
Sorry, Andrew. I think we can go back down to the touchline. I think Adam Fogarty is with Natalie. This is Rovers in possession, but a forward pass there. And they've got away with it.
And they're the things that, you know, look, wouldn't be pleasing, you know, the Rovers side there, and, you know, just silly mistakes like that where they're throwing the ball forward when there's no need to. You know, they're building all the pressure and then turning it over cheaply. They've just had an opportunity to have another 6 tackles from the, you know, the goal line dropout, and they've just turned it over, allowing Halifax to stay in this game, and that's why Halifax are staying in it.
Well, let's go. We'll try Natalie. Second time lucky, perhaps, Natalie?
Yeah, take 2, and I think Adam's used to that.
I get it right first time.
Okay, I think we've still got 1 or 2 problems. We'll try to sort that out. I think maybe it started raining again, and some spanner in the works, some gremlin, some waterworks or something. Anyway, let's continue with Anthony Bowman of Halifax. Halifax 4, Featherstone 18. The scoreline, Sam Barlow knocked backwards, and they're getting a bit ragged, and now Featherstone have an opportunity. Hanford's back there, and he's got to make it. And he has made it for Halifax, and just as well. It's back to 1. They're looking very, very scruffy and sort of ill-disciplined at the moment, aren't they?
Well, the Halifax team, they're getting frustrated again. You know, Barlow's carrying the ball forward, but he's got no push, and he's trying to throw the ball out the back, and you know, there's no one there ready for him, and it's just, you know, they've got no structure to their play at their moment, and that's what's causing the problems for them.
That's Manning for Halifax. Penkovic looks to his right. This is Patterson.
Move, Greg! Hold,
That's a couple of carries for Halifax, just outside the 40. This is Ambler. Good offload from Ambler, finds Penkovic. Now, perhaps they've got the Featherstone defence on the back foot. Ryan Fieldhouse. That's the 20. So they're closing in on that goal line. This is Hanforth. Penkovic again. Ambler straightening up, but not really much momentum behind that. This is the last. They'll get to the kick again with Hanford. That's a better looking kick. Grayson's got to deal with it. And credit to the big man. Deal with it. He has, and it's behind for a goal line dropout, but a bit better from Halifax.
Yeah, a little bit better, you know, but they came to this right-hand side to Ambler, and both there, well, Hanforth was in at playing the ball, and Thackeray was on the left, and they had no numbers over this side, but a neat kick at the end of the set from Hanforth, and a good chase through from Barlow. You know, you've got to give Barlow and his big prop forward mate Ambler credit, because they're the two at the moment. They are looking a little bit dangerous for the Halifax side, so they need some support. They need some players pushing up around them and working with them. And you know, we saw it when Azu and Gannon came on. They did a little bit of that as well. So the rest of the pack needs to stand up a bit.
Well, let's go down to Natalie. Surely it's third time lucky, Natalie.
Take 3. We're here with Adam Fogarty.
Move on.
Well, here's Grayson.
Go.
We're really having problems down on the touchline. There's Dickens. Oh, it's getting spicy there. Yes. That's a big hit.
Barlow.
And Warrancy on Dickens, who felt it.
Yes, Sam. 2.
Now Saxton in possession. Got straight back up, of course, Dickens, as you...
Oh, he's a tough customer, Stu Dickens. He's a tough competitor.
Surrender! Stand! 3, go.
That was Hardman. Look to the right-hand side, left-hand side, rather. Smeaton.
Go.
So just short of the halfway line. Picked up again by Saxton. Saxton's over halfway.
Move! Wait here, wait.
Nice tackle, as I said a little earlier. I think if Featherstone score now, it really will be a big ask for Halifax to come back. Safe take from Lee Patterson.
1, move!
Able to run it back just a metre or two.
2, move! Hold, wait here, Stu.
That's Fieldhouse.
There, and declare!
Bowman's in there at dummy half, and a cheap penalty for Halifax. Just an infringement on Retty there.
It's been the story of the night for Featherstone, though, hasn't it, really? You know, they've done a lot of great work defensively as a team. They've done some good things going forward as well, but too often, in these sort of field positions, they're just not executing well enough and just not being clinical in those areas. A couple of unforced errors and a couple of daft penalties that they're giving away. And it's just, as Dave pointed out before, just keeping Halifax in this game.
Bowman offloads to Ambler. Ambler tried to get the ball away again there, but he was well wrapped up by Dickens. That's Penkovic. Adam Robinson's done well. This is Sam Barlow again. Bit of go forward provided by the big number 13. Bowman finds Hanforth again. I'm not sure Hesketh wanted that ball then.
They need blokes running lines though there. It was just catch and pass, standing catch and pass. They need some people punching into space, you know, running some lines. Just not asking enough questions, David, of this Featherstone line for me at Halifax.
Well, that was Hanford's kick, and it was dealt with well in the end by Saxton. I think he did knock it, but he knocked it backwards. Featherstone have done that again. And now James Lockwood has picked up just inside his own 20 metres. So 14 points, the margin of Featherstone's lead at the moment. We're almost at the three-quarter mark, so this game, I think, possibly slipping away from the home side. Featherstone haven't lost an away game all season. Halifax just once at home. Remember, something had to give because Featherstone 7 on the bounce, 7 victories on the bounce, and Halifax 5 before tonight. Cultured kick downfield towards the line from Finn, picked up by Retty. Again, Featherstone's kick was reasonable, the chase was excellent, but once more, Dave, they've undone that good work, haven't they?
Yeah, they certainly have. You know, it was a good kick. It found grass. It was picked up well by Reddy, but the line was great. It was one straight line. The problem was Dickens going over the top and not having the full control of the tackle, and then he just reached up and tried to grab again, and that allowed the Reddy just to force that the referee's hand and give that penalty.
That's Barlow.
Cross you, discipline, mate.
Penkovic waits.
3,
just makes another good 9 or 10 metres.
Time off, penalty.
We've got back-to-back penalties here, Halifax.
Well, he just cautioned Stu Dickens on the run there. He just said, discipline, Stu, discipline, and again, this is one of those ones where his arm's in there, in between the ball and the arm, and if he pulls it out, it's going to rake the ball out. If he doesn't, he's going to give the penalty away, and that's what's happened. He's given the penalty away. They need to get shoulder contact back in like they were doing at the start of the game.
Hesketh on the previous play. That's Barlow, and Barlow with the offload to Penkovic. Misses out Ambler.
But where's the push, Dave? Like the offload's there. Penkovic just waiting for runners, people to push the ball. They're all standing back, waiting for the next play. Well,
there were no runners there at all, and now Halifax have lost the ball.
No advantage.
It was Dane Manning who lost it.
You can't ask any more from blokes like Sam Barlow and Luke Ambler and those guys. They're taking the ball, they're running hard, they're putting on late feet, they're getting their noses through. As Woodsy pointed out, the Featherstone defence is just getting a little bit, not getting the shoulder contact in as much now. So it's credit to the Halifax go forward. And they've looked dangerous off the back of the offload game. That's when they've looked at the most dangerous today. But, too often there, the offload's coming out, people aren't aware, they're switching off. And again, Penky's running across there. He's just waiting for somebody to arrive on the ball into a hole. Just everybody's standing back, waiting and setting up for the next play. They've got to react quicker and better, Halifax.
Go!
Well, that was a chance wasted as far as Halifax are concerned.
Move!
And they're going to have to start taking the chances that they're offered, because with 19 minutes to go, there might not be too many, and they need a couple of scores. Featherstone fans didn't like the challenge from Penkovic. The referee felt it was okay. This is Kane. Kane injects a little bit of pace and then darts over the halfway line. It was picked up by Hardman at dummy half. Finn with the offload to Lockwood. And I thought just for a split second Lockwood was bursting through the middle there.
Okay.
This is Finn again. Well, that's a good-looking kick. In the end, it's picked up. It was a knock-on, in fact, from a Featherstone player there. And
that's what I'm talking about, David. See the difference there when Lockwood ran a line off Finn, the play before this kick. Finn's took the ball to the line, and Lockwood's cut a nice late unders line into space, running hard, punching holes. It's something that the Halifax team need to be doing more of. Oh, good shot there. Nice contact, Tim Spears on Hesketh.
No penalty. Discipline.
Hesketh was stopped in his tracks. Barlow did a little better, made a little further ground. Ambler is there. Ambler is the next ball carrier, but still short of the halfway line. This is one of the interchange players, Bowman, but then the ball's put down. Fieldhouse has not had the best of nights. Worthington. It's the ball to Bostock down this near side, and Bostock thought he could run around the outside there of Lee Patterson. Eventually Patterson brings him down. It's picked up by Worthington, who finds Saxton. Oh, and Saxton gets in the offload at Kane. Ball's batted further on, but then knocked on by Briscoe.
Well, there's no need for that play. You know, look, you know, both sets of halves, they need to take control of their teams and just tell them, you know, Halifax, they're still in the game if they're smart and, you know, stop putting each other under pressure, and Featherstone the same thing. They just need to build some pressure. If they keep the ball in hand and go forward, they'll get the tries. But, you know, throwing the ball around like that when there was no need to, just carry the ball forward and you'll do some damage.
Great tackle again, great defence again from Featherstone Rovers. Fieldhouse well and truly nailed there. This is Warrancy, who's been very, very quiet tonight.
Hold, go.
Another mistake from Halifax. One-on-one, it was just the contact, the physicality of it, and Hesketh drops the ball. And Rovers can possibly put this game to bed here.
Well, this is their opportunity, isn't it? You know, it was a good quick play. The ball, Hanford jumped out, and it was just real good shoulder contact from Bostock there. And, you know, we see Carl Harrison, he's come down from the back of the grandstand now. He's not happy at all, and you can't blame him. But, look, you know, the players need to take some responsibility out there.
Well, whatever the Halifax game plan was, I don't think it was what they've provided tonight for their coach, Carl Harrison. I think he'll be a disappointed man unless we have what would now have to rank as a pretty extraordinary turnaround. They need to score 3 times to get in front, of course, having missed the conversion for their only try. This is Dickens, and Dickens, well, again, he lets go of the ball. He was trying to offload. He thought there was a support runner. It possibly wasn't necessary.
Yeah, again, you know, just build some pressure. Carry the ball forward, take the tackle. He's looked to offload and it's been knocked down, and, you know, there's no need for it. You can see Powell there. He's flabbergasted. He doesn't know what's going on.
He's exasperated, isn't he? He really is. Now, can Halifax get up the other end of the field? It's a long way. It's 70, 80 metres down the other end. Not on that play anyway with Tyra. Appeals from the Featherstone supporters for a forward pass. Ambler links up with the play, and this is Barlow again. And those two have certainly got through a mountain of work for Halifax. That's Hesketh. 4 tackles gone, 2 to go in this set. Ambler couldn't get the ball away though. They were calling for it out on the far side. Retty. And it was Hanforth who kicks on the last and straight down the throat of Hardman, who tries to launch a Featherstone attack from deep.
Touch judges in, he hasn't liked something over there, and this could be another penalty for the Featherstone side.
Yeah, didn't see too much in that. Having said that, it's over on the far side of the field.
I think it's Steve Tyre. He's been niggling in the tackles with the, you know, every time he's gone in, and a couple of the Featherstone players have complained and, you know, like have pointed at him and said some words. And well, it's not Steve Tyre there, is it? It's Bowman by the looks of things. Bowman or Robinson?
I think it was Bowman. Yeah, I think there's just a hand in there, a little slap or something. This is Lockwood. Ellis waits at dummy half. He was the 3rd Rovers try scorer. Neat footwork from Greg Worthington. Takes Rovers to the 10 metres. Can they kill the game off here? That's Ben Kay. Goes straight from dummy half. Takes 4 to stop him. Now right in front of the sticks. And that's Dickens, and Dickens turns and offloads in the tackle, and then Finn gives the ball to Bostock. Bostock brought down just inside the 10 metres. Finn finds Lockwood, and this will be the last. Better defensive set this from Halifax. Can they hold out though at the death? I think that's Kay who's gone from dummy half. They say he scored. Featherstone, I'm not sure that he's not been held up there, but the referee, that's why we have the video referees, he goes to the man who's sitting in our truck. It's Ian Smith for his deliberations on this.
Does he get this ball on the line? That's the issue. Well, by the time we saw the ball on that angle, the ball was clearly up. Have you got another angle? This will be the one. If you can just slow this down. Just jog that one back, please. Just jog it back till the ball comes in view. Just jog it back. It's really slow. Very, very close, this one. You got a good angle here. I think that's up from there. Just jog that one back to its lowest point, please. Jog it back, keep going, keep going, keep going. For me, the ball is up there. Matt, that's no try turnover.
Well, it's a brilliant innovation, isn't it? How, without the video referee, would you have got that right?
Yeah, another good call from Ian Smith there. Very good defence from the Halifax side. You know, they're really working hard there in that set, and you know, if they can do something with the ball here, we've still got game on, but they need to produce something.
Well, it's a great innovation. It's really nice as well to have it explained, I think, to the watching public at home, and indeed the people here, you know, so that they know what is going on. It's a good tackle by Lockwood. So Halifax perhaps been handed a get out of jail card, or are we just clutching at straws really with only 12 minutes to go? They need more than a point a minute. That ball bouncing awkwardly for Saxton. Good return though. No danger of Tom Saxton there being put back into his own in-goal area. This is Hardman for Featherstone Rovers. 12-4 at half-time. Just the one try in that second period from Andy Ellis. Little scoop from dummy half. That might be the try that really takes this game away from the leaders Halifax, and it would send, of course, Featherstone Rovers to the top of the Cooperative Championship. And you're watching live here on Premier Sports, and that's a great raking kick downfield from Liam Finn.
It's a very, very good chase there as well. They can't afford to give away a penalty this set.
Retty carried the ball beyond the 20. Sooner or later, guys, you're going to have to turn your attentions to the man of the match as well. I don't know if you've any early thoughts. It's possibly a bit too early at the moment, but we've still got 1/8 of the game to go.
Yeah, it's been a funny game. It's a bit of a dour struggle, really, for both sides. And, you know, look, Halifax, against lesser sides, they'd probably be winning the game or you know, be still competing. But when you're playing against Featherstone, you know, they're on the wrong end of the scoreline. But it's a funny game at the moment.
Good shot there. Sam Smeaton, great contact there.
Well, that was a big hit. Now Barlow. Barlow's played well on what is probably a losing side, I think, and Ambler possibly likewise. There's obviously more contenders from Featherstone. Handforth. Manning. Ambler offloading to Bowman, and Bowman getting the ball away. Oh, and a knock-on, and it'll be back to 1. It'll be first knock-on. I think Halifax will have head and feed at the scrum. It was a Featherstone mistake initially, and the referee makes just that call. Well,
Halifax need to get something out of this set for me, David. I mean, there's 10 minutes to go now. It's 18-4. They need to score for this next set of 6. Great opportunity again. And I think, as Woodsy pointed out before, it's been a pretty dour. So neither team's really been able to get on top and control this second half. Both teams guilty of too many mistakes, too many errors, and giving away too many penalties. Not being clinical with their execution of skill, etc. So you know, it's been a tough one for either side to get on top, but real important to set this one for Halifax. Let's see what they can do.
It's Lee Patterson.
Go.
Now Ambler. They've had 2 tackles, but now they've got another 6. So this is probably the longest sustained pressure, potentially, that Halifax can mount on the Rovers line in the entire game. Dane Manning, though, actually lost a metre or 2, I think, there. Hanford puts the ball up for Sam Barlow. Almost broke the tackle there. Just over 8 minutes to go. Picked up by Penkovic. Finds Hanford. And a penalty to Featherstone.
It's the story of the night, isn't it? Forward pass from Hanford, and again another unforced error. You know, both teams have been guilty of this. It's not just Halifax tonight. Featherstone have been guilty of this too. And I think really the reason why Featherstone have probably been in the position that they're in is down to their defensive effort. You know, they've really worked hard defensively, and that's probably kept them in there. And obviously they've took some good chances when they've had them, but both teams, certainly second half, have failed to gain the ascendancy for me.
So Featherstone to carry the ball away. I mean, your Sheffield side are 5th at the moment, Andrew. You know, obviously both these teams are above you in the table. Does what you see tonight give you heart that you can sort of climb and perhaps catch one of them, maybe?
Oh, look, at the end of the day, I think everybody knows, watching the Cooperative Championship, you know, Featherstone and Halifax, they're in the position they're in because of how consistently well they've played for the majority of this season. Oh, here we go again.
Here we go!
No way! Last week that happened, the ball almost took us out. It's almost done the same again. Yes, yeah, the difference between these two teams is generally, you know, they're pretty consistent in their performances, and obviously with a side like ourselves, you know, we can be a little bit inconsistent at times, but certainly I think on any given day, most teams in this competition can beat each other, so we're definitely a chance on the day. Anyway, Featherstone now on the attack, David.
They are with Ben Kay, who finds Finn, and Finn offers the ball to Maloney, who crashes onto it and just into the 20. That's Kane just scampering from dummy half and trying to find a little opening there. Good run from Finn. And they stood off him a little bit there. Finn just kept going. Now Worthington. Oh, brilliant try from Worthington. Oh, that was terrific from Greg Worthington. He saw enough of a gap, probably felt he couldn't go through it with ball in hand. Little dink kick into the in goal. And that really was terrific. And that rounds off the night for Featherstone Rovers. Their jubilant fans are chanting, "We are top of the league." And Dave Woods, they are.
Yeah, they certainly are. And, you know, full credit to them. They haven't played great tonight, but they've done what's needed to be done. And, you know, Liam Finn there, play the ball. Worthington just carries it forward, and again, he's smart. You know, he's just put the ball on the end of the toe. It's rolled into the in goal. He's pushed through hard. The Fieldhouse has come across and had an air swing with his foot, and it's just a good try, a good way to wrap up the points for the Featherstone side.
Well, that was a smart try from Worthington. There'll be another conversion. Not the most difficult, but the most difficult of the night for Liam Finn. But really, it won't matter whether he kicks it or not in terms of the scoreline, because this is going to be a comprehensive victory for Featherstone Rovers. Just 5 minutes remaining here at the Shea. Still light, of course, as we end June into July in a couple of days. Real balmy evening in West Yorkshire. But Finn adds the extras. It's 24 points to 4. And is that just about right as a scoreline?
Yeah, the way they've played, I think, you know, it had to be close. You know, Halifax will be disappointed that they haven't taken advantage of all the opportunities they've had and haven't capitalised and even taken a bonus point away from the game. You know, Featherstone, they've done enough to get the win, and you know, full credit to them. 2,800,
attendance inside the Shea. And it's well taken that by Sam Smeaton. Have you had a thought about man of the match, Andrew?
Yeah, I've looked at both sides. I think, you know, Sam Barlow's been strong, you know, for Halifax. I think looking at Featherstone's side, we've had some pretty good performances. Tim Spears has got through a lot of work. You know, I think James Hawkwood's done some good things. Obviously, Liam Finn's been prominent. But for me tonight, I'm looking at Andy Ellis. I think the introduction of him coming off the bench, I think he added a real impetus and go forward for the Featherstone side. He got them rolling forward pretty well. I think he's got through a lot of good work defensively too. So for me, man of the match tonight's Andy Ellis.
Okay, thanks, Andrew. Ball's kicked towards the corner there, but taken cleanly by Retty. One or two spots of rain just starting to come back, then come down. And the referee's decided that the tackle was completed before Retty went back into the in goal. So the cooperative man of the match then is Andy Ellis, the number 14 from Featherstone Rovers. Try scorer.
Hold the line. Hold, go.
One of 4 separate try scorers tonight for the record. Finn, Dale, Ellis and Worthington, the try scorers for Rovers. All 4 of them gold by Liam Finn. Little click and then another down this near side touchline. It's one for Patterson to chase. Booted out of play. It's a Featherstone boot, so it'll be head and feed to Halifax. So just 3 minutes to go. There is the man of the match, Andy Ellis. They made an instant impact, as the guys here have said. It's Handforth to feed the scrum, and Halifax know now that this game has gone from their grasp, that they are losing their mantle as league leaders. It seemed a long time ago, since early May, when they posted 60 points, Dave, at the Big Fella Stadium in Featherstone.
Yeah, certainly, and you know, look, they would have played a lot better there than tonight. But you know, they just seem to be going through the motions at the moment. Their halves, they've got very good halves in Handforth and Thackeray, and even with Bowman, and they're not producing enough as halfbacks. They need to take the ball to the line and you know, make the defensive side think a little bit in defence, and they're not doing that. They're too much one up for me, and they just haven't been at the races the last couple of weeks, I don't think. And you know, they need to be a bit smarter and play some better rugby if they want to stay up near the top of the competition.
Well, Featherstone back in possession. It's a happy 200th game for Ian Hardman. The Rovers full back in possession there. It will be a joyous, relatively short journey through Yorkshire for those Featherstone supporters. About 400, maybe 500 of them down below us. They've certainly enjoyed their evening, I think, here at the Shea. And they're still looking, perhaps, for one more try as we enter the final minute of the match. Ball's picked up by Lockwood, of all people, at dummy half, the big prop forward. And then blasted downfield and ultimately out of play for a 20-metre restart for Halifax. Game long gone, though, for the home side. They will have to regroup, Andrew, and try to come again.
Yep, they've got a big game against us next week in the Northern Road Cup semi-final, so I'm sure they'll be up for that one, being a cup game. But I think they know themselves. They know they can play better than what they've shown tonight. And you know, I mean, Carl Harrison, he's going to have a few things to say to them as a group this week. I'm sure they'll try and work on the areas they need to improve. But let's give credit to Featherstone, though. You know, they haven't allowed Halifax to play tonight at times. Their defensive line speed, their willingness to work hard for each other, a lot of their contact, wrestle and squeeze has been fantastic. So you've got to give credit to Halifax for the way they've performed defensively tonight, definitely.
Hooter sounds, Hardman catches the kick through that Retty was chasing, throws the ball into the crowd, and it's scenes of jubilation for Featherstone Rovers, because they have won this one, as you can see, convincingly. Darryl Powell is all smiles, a 20-point winning margin.